Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world is buzzing with what could be one of the most intriguing moves of the year as whispers emerge that Matthew Judon might be heading to Baltimore to join the Ravens. Sources close to the situation have indicated that discussions have been happening behind closed doors, and while nothing has been officially finalized, the mere possibility of Judon donning the purple and black has fans on the edge of their seats. Imagine a defense that already boasts intensity, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of the quarterback, now potentially augmented by one of the league's premier edge rushers. The impact on the Ravens' defensive scheme could be transformative, offering a new level of versatility and aggression. Judon, known for his relentless motor, uncanny ability to bend around the edge, and knack for creating turnovers at crucial moments, could inject a fresh energy into a unit that has been both resilient and opportunistic in recent seasons. Analysts are speculating that this addition could allow Baltimore to disguise blitz packages more creatively, pressure offenses in ways they haven't faced before, and perhaps even open the door for younger defensive talents to flourish alongside a seasoned veteran presence. The very idea of Judon lining up opposite Odafoa or coordinating stunts with Calais Campbell has fans theorizing about highlight reels that could dominate social media all season. The implications of Judon joining the Ravens extend far beyond the defensive line. His presence could reshape the mindset of the entire locker room, bringing a veteran mentality that emphasizes preparation, resilience, and an unyielding commitment to winning. Reports suggest that Judon has been evaluating not only the competitive edge of Baltimore, but also the culture surrounding the team, which he reportedly finds attractive due to its emphasis on player development and strategic innovation. The Ravens front office has cultivated an environment where defensive players can thrive, and Judon, who has consistently demonstrated elite production in multiple systems, could be a perfect fit. Speculators are already imagining scenarios in which Judon becomes the centerpiece of a defense designed to terrorize quarterbacks, create havoc in the backfield, and establish a narrative where Baltimore is once again among the most feared defensive units in the league. Social media chatter is exploding with fans debating how this move could affect the Ravens' playoff chances, and pundits are drawing comparisons to other blockbuster defensive signings that have completely altered team dynamics. The mere thought of Judon applying relentless pressure every snap adds a sense of drama and excitement to a division that is already stacked with talent, making every game feel like a high-stakes chess match. Rumors indicate that Judon's potential contract negotiations could be complex, as his value in the current market has skyrocketed due to a consistent record of double-digit sack seasons and his ability to perform in high-pressure situations. Teams across the league are undoubtedly weighing their options, but the idea that he could land in Baltimore has created a speculative frenzy. Fantasy football analysts are already projecting significant impacts, not only for the defensive rankings of the Ravens, but also for the overall narrative of the AFC North. Imagining Judon terrorizing quarterbacks, while the Ravens' secondary thrives under the guidance of coaches who know how to maximize pressure, is enough to get fans imagining highlight reels, weekly game previews, and potential playoff scenarios where every snap becomes a statement. Sources close to the front office hint that the team is evaluating the timing of such a signing carefully, weighing the cap implications against the opportunity to drastically upgrade a defense that has always been competitive but perhaps lacked a signature, game-changing force like Judon. Conversations about how this could affect the team's draft strategy, free agency plans, and long-term defensive philosophy have begun to surface, signaling that if this deal happens, it might not just be a splash, it could be a seismic shift in Baltimore's trajectory. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the media coverage alone has created a wave of excitement that is hard to ignore. Commentators and analysts are dissecting Judon's tape, speculating about how he might mesh with the Ravens' schemes, and debating whether his presence could push the team over the edge. In an increasingly competitive conference, fans are already envisioning hypothetical games where Judon wreaks havoc on opposing quarterbacks, setting the tone for Baltimore from the first snap. The emotional energy surrounding such a signing cannot be understated, as it not only excites the fan base, but also puts other AFC North teams on notice. Rival coaches are likely paying close attention to the reports, analyzing film and strategizing ways to counteract a player of Judon's caliber. This ripple effect across the league, even before any official announcement, underscores how a single player's movement can shift the entire narrative. The speculation is thrilling because it merges the analytical side of football with the imaginative. Fans are not just considering statistics, but envisioning moments of brilliance, game-changing plays, and the rise of a defensive juggernaut that could dominate headlines for months. Beyond the X and O's, the potential addition of Judon carries a story element that is impossible to ignore. He represents not only elite talent, but also a journey of persistence and professional growth that resonates with both fans and players. His potential arrival in Baltimore symbolizes a meeting of opportunity and preparation, where a player ready to impact the league's top teams might find a home that values his strengths and challenges him to elevate even further. The narrative possibilities alone are endless, from media speculation to fan debates about his chemistry with current stars, to the imagined impact on future drafts and young player development. Pundits are already crafting potential storylines where Judon becomes the heartbeat of the Ravens' defensive identity, inspiring teammates, intimidating opponents, and creating a culture of excellence. The intrigue is amplified by the uncertainty. While insiders tease that negotiations are promising, nothing is guaranteed, keeping fans engaged in constant speculation about how this storyline will unfold. Every rumor, every report, every imagined highlight becomes part of a larger conversation about the direction of Baltimore football and how one elite player could redefine what it means to be a Raven. Amid all this excitement, it is important to note that Matthew Judon's decision, should it be finalized, would reflect a deliberate choice to join a team with championship aspiration, strong leadership, and a culture that matches his professional ambitions. The Ravens have always been known for their strategic approach to roster building, and a potential Judon signing would fit perfectly into a long-term vision that blends veteran experience with youthful energy. The speculation surrounding this move feeds into a larger narrative about how elite talent is redistributed in the NFL, how front offices compete for the best players, and how fan bases are swept into waves of hope and expectation. Rumors like these captivate audiences because they blend the analytical and the emotional, inviting fans to dream, debate, and anticipate what could be a defining chapter in the Ravens story. The potential for Judon to alter the team's identity, energize its fan base, and contribute to a defense that could be among the league's most feared is enormous, making every speculative discussion feel urgent, dramatic, and impossible to ignore. The air is thick with anticipation, and the NFL world watches, waits, and wonders, could Matthew Judon truly be the spark that ignites the next chapter of Baltimore football greatness? The ripple effects of Matthew Judon potentially joining the Ravens extend far beyond the defensive line and into the broader strategy of the team, raising questions about how the coaching staff might adjust schemes to maximize his unique skill set. Speculation is rampant about how defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald could redesign blitz packages, stunts, and coverage schemes to fully exploit Judon's speed, agility, and uncanny ability to read offensive plays. Analysts are imagining situations in which Judon becomes the linchpin of a dynamic pass rush, forcing opposing quarterbacks into hurried throws, disrupting timing, and creating opportunities for interceptions and turnovers. The combination of Judon's veteran experience with the Ravens' talented secondary could transform the defense into a unit that is not just opportunistic, but dominant in its ability to dictate the flow of a game. Rumors indicate that the coaching staff has been studying tape of Judon extensively, considering every angle of how his addition could influence matchups, coverage rotations, and pressure packages, potentially redefining Baltimore's defensive identity and giving the team a psychological edge over opponents long before the first snap. Meanwhile, fans are engaging in lively debates about how Judon's potential arrival could impact team chemistry, leadership dynamics, and the development of younger players. Social media is flooded with hypothetical scenarios, imagining Judon mentoring up-and-coming stars, while simultaneously elevating the performance of established veterans. There is a growing narrative that his presence could instill an even stronger competitive culture, inspiring teammates to match his intensity and professionalism. Speculators are drawing parallels to other high-profile defensive acquisitions, noting how one elite player can catalyze growth across a roster, changing practice habits, game preparation, and even in-game decision-making. In this context, the mere rumor of Judon joining the Ravens is enough to generate excitement, debate, and heightened expectations, as fans envision weekly highlight reels filled with impactful plays, relentless pressure, and game-changing moments that could define a season. Every analyst segment, every podcast discussion, and every fan conversation seems to revolve around the question: how much better could the Ravens become if Judon officially joins the team? Another layer of speculation revolves around the financial and contractual aspects of a potential signing, with experts analyzing cap space, incentives, and long-term implications. Judon's market value is substantial due to his consistent performance, elite production, and ability to make a difference in high-stakes moments, and any potential deal would reflect both his talent and his experience. Rumors suggest that the Ravens are carefully weighing their options, balancing the desire to acquire an elite edge rusher with maintaining flexibility for future roster moves. The uncertainty surrounding negotiations only amplifies the drama, as fans and analysts alike try to anticipate how cap considerations, roster priorities, and strategic planning might converge to either make or derail the signing. The suspense is part of what makes this situation so compelling. Even without official confirmation, the conversations, predictions, and imagined scenarios dominate the media cycle, fueling anticipation and making every news update feel urgent and consequential. The strategic implications for opponents are also a hot topic among NFL insiders, with speculation about how teams like the Steelers, Bengals, and Browns might adjust defensive game plans to counteract a Judon-led Ravens pass rush. Imaginations run wild with scenarios where quarterbacks are pressured into mistakes, game scripts are disrupted, and offenses are forced to rethink protection schemes on every snap. Analysts suggest that even the threat of Judon on the field could alter play calling, creating an advantage for Baltimore that extends beyond actual statistics. Coaches across the league are likely paying close attention, reviewing film, and theorizing about matchups, while the Ravens front office enjoys the psychological edge that comes with speculation about acquiring one of the league's premier defenders. The rumor itself has created a strategic ripple effect, as teams prepare for possibilities rather than certainties, highlighting how a single player can influence league-wide planning long before contracts are signed or uniforms are changed. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Beyond the tactical and strategic implications, the potential signing carries a narrative weight that resonates with fans, media, and players alike. Matthew Judon's career trajectory from a determined, high-effort linebacker to one of the NFL's most feared edge rushers offers a story of persistence, skill, and impact that aligns perfectly with the Ravens' identity. The speculation surrounding his move adds drama, intrigue, and excitement to an offseason already filled with expectations, providing a storyline that captivates audiences and fuels imagination. Fans picture Judon's relentless motor on every snap, the crowd roaring as he pressures quarterbacks, and highlight reels that dominate sports media, creating a spectacle that extends far beyond the X and O's. The storytelling aspect is undeniable. It's not just about a player changing teams, it's about a narrative of ambition, opportunity, and potential dominance taking shape in real time. Finally, the psychological impact of such a signing on the Ravens roster cannot be understated. Rumors indicate that players are already motivated by the possibility of competing alongside a player of Judon's caliber, with speculation suggesting that his leadership, work ethic, and competitive drive could elevate practice intensity, focus, and accountability throughout the team. Young defenders may feel inspired to push harder, veterans may sharpen their performance, and the overall culture of the team could shift toward a higher standard of excellence. The anticipation alone creates a sense of momentum and expectation that feeds into every conversation about Baltimore football, from casual fans to professional analysts. Even in the absence of confirmation, the story of Judon potentially joining the Ravens dominates headlines, fueling debate, predictions, and excitement across the NFL landscape, proving that a single elite player has the power to capture imaginations, influence strategy, and redefine a team's trajectory. As the rumor continues to circulate, the intrigue only grows, leaving fans, media, and league insiders alike captivated by the possibilities. Matthew Judon's potential arrival in Baltimore is more than just a speculative transaction. It represents a confluence of talent, strategy, culture, and narrative that could shape not only the Ravens season but also the perception of the team across the league. Whether it becomes reality or remains a tantalizing rumor, the discussions, theories, And Imagine highlights have already sparked a wave of excitement that underscores the magnetic power of NFL speculation. Every analyst report, social media debate, and fan discussion keeps the story alive, fueling the fantasy of a defense that could dominate, disrupt, and redefine expectations. The NFL world waits, imagines, and speculates. As the question lingers, will Matthew Judon become the newest force driving the Ravens toward greatness? Or will this remain one of the most tantalizing off-season possibilities? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.